Hello one and all and welcome once again. This is another edition of How I Would Book It WWE 2015. And we are live on Smackdown from the Convention Center Exhibit Hall in Connecticut. We start off Smackdown with broadcast team of Byron Saxton, Michael Cole, and Jerry Lawler talking about Seth Rollins and the actions of the self-proclaimed undisputed future of the WWE over the last couple weeks, and how most people think he's being somewhat disrespectful, and how maybe Randy Orton is starting to get in the head of Mr. Money in the Bank. And Byron said, I would have Byron say something to the effect of, if anybody's being disrespectful, it's Randy Orton and John Cena for not being able to realize that, for believing that there might not be room at the top for both them and Seth Rollins. And Jerry adds, Byron, I don't blame them for acting the way they are. I would be doing the same thing, and I would probably want to punch some sense into Seth Rollins, because I would have no problem sharing the spotlight, but if he wants to act the way he is, he doesn't deserve it yet. He has to earn it. Then we move into the next segment with Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan comes down to the ring, and he starts talking about what happened a couple weeks ago between him and Dolph. No big deal. He and Dolph, he starts saying that if anybody's being a crybaby about it, if anybody's acting unprofessional, acting not like a man, it's Dolph, because Dolph didn't have what it took to stand face to face with Daniel in the middle of the ring. Dolph attacked Daniel from behind, etc., etc., etc. Fact of the matter is, this prompts Dolph to come out to the ring and face off with Daniel. Dolph goes off on one of his little tangents of saying, I don't call myself the show off for nothing. I'm the best damn wrestler in this company. And I prove it every single night in that ring and on this microphone that nobody is better than me. And Daniel says, Dolph, you might not realize it, but you aren't a wrestler. You have become an entertainer. If you don't believe, look at your past, Dolph. You remember when you dressed up like a male cheerleader? If you want to see a real wrestler, you're looking at one, and I am the best damn wrestler in this company, and I'll wrestle circles around anybody who wants to prove me otherwise. That is exactly why, Daniel, I attacked you, Daniel, because you don't deserve half of what you have. These people will turn on you just as quick as you got them on your side. I turned on them before they turned on me. Daniel, you pushed it. You eliminated me even when I knew I had a chance, and you didn't have a chance to win the Royal Rumble. Because you had your chance last year at WrestleMania. I have never had my chance at WrestleMania. You blew it. I didn't have a chance to blow. Dolph, I've never been one to talk. I've always been one to fight, so let's get it going. Come on. Put your money where your mouth is and prove your worth. Daniel, I don't gotta prove nothing to you. when I feel generous and feel like giving out to a charity, I will give you the time of day, but right now, you're not worth it. It sounds like you're afraid of me, Dolph. It sounds like you're afraid and don't want to step up. And you don't want to step in this ring right in front of these people in Connecticut and fight me. Believe whatever you want, Daniel. Have fun being second best. Sorry, I got wrapped up in the characters. Just a little bit. Now we move to the next segment with Ryback and Justin Gabriel. Ryback, much like last week where he cut the background promo where he talked about his background and why he basically went after Rusev. Now we move to a match against Justin Gabriel, another easy win for Ryback. And once again, he promotes he gets interviewed by Renee Young, this time rebutting what was said last week. On Raw by Lana, which was something to the effect of, so Lana says that I have a big appetite, but Rusev will quench my appetite, and I won't be screaming, I won't be shouting, feed me more anymore. I'll just become another victim. Well, Rusev, you've never been in the ring with the big guy. I am not like anybody else. I said it before and I'll say it again. You try and knock me down, I'll get back up and be screaming, feed me more. Feed me more. This is a match you can't win. Because this won't be a match, it'll be a fight. And this prompts Rusev to come out. No words are exchanged. Just glares. It's a face-off. Where Rusev and Lana are on stage. Rusev is shouting in Russian. And Ryback's telling him to come on and bring it. But Rusev's staying pat. This is the Raw Rebound where we highlight what happened on Raw the previous Monday. Now we go to the announcers. The announcers promote the main event tonight with the graphic showing of Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. Of course, this is not the first time the live crowd saw this. I would have it pop up during a commercial break too on the screen promoting the main event, so on and so forth. But they put over the fact that both Daniel and Seth Rollins have been on a hot streak, and now it's going to be a meeting of the minds in the middle of the ring. Now we move to Natalya versus Brie. See, I'm doing this to make the world title picture, the Divas title picture, a little bit more interesting. Because since November, the Divas title picture has consisted of Paige, AJ, and the Bellas. Now, I don't know about you, but in the same frame of mind, after, 2, 3, 4 going on 5 months, you might get tired of seeing the same people challenge for the titles. Well, Natalya's the wild card now. Natalya is giving us another person to challenge for the the Divas title. Because her victory against Brie may push her up a little bit in the title contention because she beat Brie. But we'll see what happens. We shall see. Now, after the match, Brie, because of the extent of the win, Natalya rolled her up for a quick roll-up. Brie throws her temper tantrum in the middle of the ring as we go to a commercial. Because she's, pissed off about the loss, because you know the Bellas hold themselves in a high regard, and when they lose, they get pissed off. Now we move backstage with Dolph and John Cena. Dolph is standing there and Cena walks up. They start chatting. Cena asks, "What happened? What's with the attitude change? Why? What happened to the dude that was on my team for Survivor Series and helped get rid of the Authority?" Dolph says, "Nothing changed. I've always been like this. It's just been toned down and different because now I'm not afraid to speak up. I've never been afraid to speak up, but now I can truly speak my mind and not care what other people think. And just because I have an unpopular view doesn't mean I should keep my mouth shut." Dolph, there's a different way to do business than attacking people. There's a different way to operate than the way you're doing it. Or taking advice from the high and mighty John Cena. How about this, John? You go, do what you do, and do how you operate, and refuse to give the people what they want. Even when they are turning against you, and have turned against you, I turned against them before they turned against me. How about you do you, and I'll do me, and you stay out of my damn business? This is also planting the seeds, obviously, for a match between Dolph and John Cena in the near future. Now we move backstage. Daniel is with Renee, talking about his match later tonight against Seth Rollins. You know, and Daniel puts over the fact that Seth has by far done the most out of all his former stablemates since the Shield broke up last year. But he became a sellout. He is what Daniel Bryan fought against last year going into WrestleMania. He fought for the people who don't have a voice and refuse to cave in to corporate desires. I mean, I don't know why I keep talking in third person. I would have Daniel say, I fought for those people who refuse to give in, to cave in for the corporate desires. Seth Rollins showed he doesn't have a backbone when he caved in and sold out and turned against his brothers to go to the Authority. I fought against the Authority. I have a history with the Authority, and therefore I have a history with their... Now I have an issue with their golden boy, Seth Rollins. Seth has not had much bad to deal with. But tonight he will have a bad thing to deal with, because when he walks out of this arena tonight, he won't be able to eat solid foods for a while, because I'm going to break his jaw. Now we move on after the intriguing promo from Daniel Bryan. I'm well aware that's not Daniel in WWE, but in my opinion, I would prefer Daniel being a more tougher, like a Ken Shamrock type, because he can be. Like a more believable, because you would believe that he could break your jaw when he talks, instead of being, you know, the fun babyface, like every babyface is in WWE. Well, now we move to the announcers with them talking about Randy Orton and the fact that we haven't seen Randy since he got attacked by the Authority back in November. But Randy has been showing up here and there with his music to play, and has been playing mind games with the Authority, specifically Seth Rollins, over the last couple of weeks since the Royal Rumble. Will we see Randy continue his mind games tonight? They'll have to wait and find out. Now we move to the next match with Bad News Barrett against R-Truth. See, neither one of these guys have anything going on. Neither one of these guys have the extent of really anything, have had very much to do recently. Therefore, I'm just giving them the ability to do something. Pardon me as I plug in my charger. The ability to do something even when it means fighting each other. So, they fought, and Barrett got the win. Now we move backstage with Nikki. Nikki says, I would have Nikki say something to the effect of, she went to the board of directors because an authority figure in this company is nowhere to be found, and there's complete anarchy because people think that they could do whatever they want, and that they don't have to defend their titles when they are against a challenger when the previous challenger did not lose the match. She got a rematch. Nikki said that she got a rematch only if she could beat the winner of tonight's match between Brie and Natalya. So on Monday, Natalya and Nikki will go one-on-one. But also, Paige and AJ will fight on Monday as well for the Divas title, as per orders of the board of directors. Nikki didn't like that. And Nikki, I would have Nikki say that they're just giving Paige the title shot because they want to keep AJ as the Divas champion, and they want to keep Paige and AJ happy because for some reason they would rather have the freaks of the division be the face of the division over the real divas. AJ, keep my title warm, because sooner or later your luck will run out and your flukes won't exist anymore, and the true champion will reign supreme and get my title back. Then we move to the Titantron as Bray cuts his cryptic promo. As I've said in weeks previous since I started this, I would believe after the Royal Rumble, the only thing I would do is okay what Bray wanted to say. That's it. I would not tell him what to say in the promo. I would let him write his own promo and just okay. That's all I would do. Give him the creative freedom to say what he wants, but we would just agree on what the cryptic promo was about. And yes, if you're wondering, the topics of these cryptic promos will be revealed soon. Now we move to Stardust coming out and issuing an open challenge. I kind of thought it would get better than a 55, but whatever. Stardust basically says he's ready to break out on his own, he's ready to put his past behind him, and that includes his brother. So we move to his match, him against Jack Swagger, and Stardust wins with the beautiful disaster, getting the deuce on Swagger and continuing his momentum. Now we move to an interview with Renee and Stardust post-match, where Renee asks Stardust what caused him to turn on his brother. And Stardust says, I have no brother. Goldust was my tag team partner, and once we lost the tag team titles, I realized that he was a thing of the past, and Stardust is the future. When our partnership ended, when I attacked him, I proved I have no brother. That makes, the angle, the storyline, the feud, whatever you want to call it, take a little step further. Get it personal fairly quickly. Now we got the Authority backstage, where it's Seth Rollins telling the Authority members to stay in different backstage and keep an eye out for Orton, because he heard rumors that Orton was in the arena. And he tells them to keep him, if Orton's here, that he wants to keep him away from the ring. So that's what we're going to do. And the Authority agrees and keeps him backstage. Now, Damien Mizdow. Damien Mizdow is actually seen with getting interviewed. But before Mizdow can get a word out, Miz appears. And Miz is yelling at Damien, saying that he has no right to be getting promo time. He's his personal assistant. He's not equal to him. He doesn't have the right to ask for promo time because personal assistants don't deserve TV time. He needs to get back to doing the Miz's work, like going to get him a coffee. And Miz says, you don't belong on TV. Personal assistants don't belong on TV. You don't deserve TV time, Mizdow. You're just trying to take my spotlight. You're trying to take my time for your own. How about you do your job? You do what the only thing you're good for, and that's doing things for me. Go get me a coffee. Now, Miz is very over now because of the fact that he's treating Mizdow like dirt. We'll see what happens. We move to the main event. I know I originally I planned on doing this match last week, but I changed the plans, which I'm extremely happy that I did it, because Bad News Barrett versus Daniel Bryan was an amazing match. Seth Rollins versus Daniel. Seth comes up on the short end on Daniel, because Seth had Daniel down for the count. He had Daniel down for the count, ready, setting him up for the curb stomp, but wasn't able to get it because Randy Orton's theme started up and distracted him long enough for Daniel to take him down and hit him with the no lock. And the ref had no choice but to ring the bell, because after the kick to the head from Daniel and then the no lock, Seth was knocked out. So Seth passed out and lost off the distraction from Randy. And then following the match, from out of nowhere, Dolph Ziggler pops up in the ring and drops Daniel with a zigzag. And Dolph is the only one in the ring standing tall as he attacks Daniel again. And now Dolph is officially a heel, as I just turned him. And now we move to the post-show. Another good Smackdown. Like I keep saying, guys, it was a bumpy ride at first, but my direction for the company got over. And now it's going to be smooth sailing to WrestleMania, because I have a clear-cut direction. I'm promising you this. Monday night on Raw, you will be getting surprises. You will love these surprises if you tune in, because it's older names coming back that everybody's wanted to see. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.